Hello everyone and welcome back to our NIGHTHOLD guide. Here we have a DPS race boss, Krosus. Now with this boss, you're on a bridge. As the fight progresses, he's going to keep breaking the bridge and limiting your play space. One thing to remember, the third time he slams in, that's when the bridge is going to break. So you get 2 actual slams, third one, run away. Do not actually stay on the bridge for that one. If you fall off the bridge and you fall into the water, you will automatically just die. So your tanks are going to be split between left and right hand side. Now during the fight you might have to dance a little bit, but overall you should keep your tanks one on the left, one on the right. One other thing to note is that your tanks are going to be taking a stacking debuff. Your tanks can safely swap this debuff at about 4 to 5 stacks. If you want to wait for 5, go ahead and just wait till each tank has 5 debuffs to swap. So here you see Fell Beam. Now he's going to start casting a beam with one of his hands. It's a 4-second timer. You have enough time to run to the other side of the bridge, basically left and right, and avoid that Fell Beam. Now you see here, he does alternate, so one time left hand, one time right hand. Just go ahead and dodge accordingly. Now you did see my debuffs here. I did go up to 6. You can definitely swap at 5, but as soon as my debuffs fall off, I'm going to go ahead and taunt off the other tank. Now one other thing you did notice here is the slam. That is the first of 3 slams in order to break this piece. So again, here we have the Fell Beam. All we need to do is sidestep it. Here we have the slam. Again, one tank goes to the left, one tank goes to the right. If one of your tanks doesn't soak up this slam, the whole raid will take huge damage. Here we have another one of his mechanics called Orb of Destruction. Somebody in the raid will get targeted and they have to run away as far as possible. They're going to get targeted, they're going to get this orb that falls on them and it deals AoE damage according to how close they are to everyone else. They just need to run as far away as possible. Here we have the third slam. You see us run back on the bridge and you saw that part of the bridge broke off. Had I stayed on that bridge, I would have fallen into the water and died instantly. So again, we have Fell Beam, sidestep that. Here we have the Orb of Destruction. You did see the person that was targeted run away. Here comes another slam, one tank to the left, one tank to the right. That is the first of 3 slams as well. And here we have the last of his abilities, Burning Pitch. He's going to throw these swirls on the ground, and as opposed to normal when you want to avoid all these swirls, you want to stand in them. If one of these swirls is unmitigated, that means if nobody stands in it, that swirl will spawn and add. Now you're probably not going to cover 100% of them, so whichever ones don't get covered, DPS needs to swap to that, DPS the adds down, and then get back into the fight. Here we have another Orb of Destruction. Whoever's targeted needs to run away. Again, we already did 2 slams. Here's the third one. Run to the unbroken part of the bridge. That shatters off, and we start all over again. Here we have another Orb of Destruction, so whoever's targeted needs to run away. Here we have a Fell Beam, just dodge that. Here we have a slam, one to the left, one to the right. And again, you can see that as soon as my stacks fall off, I'm going to go ahead and taunt. So the tanks should be able to taunt between 4 and 5. You can go ahead and aim for 5. The stacks don't hurt that bad. Here we have a Burning Pitch. Again, stand in one of the swirls so that an ad doesn't spawn. The reason why this is a DPS race is because eventually you will run out of bridge. So you need to kill this boss before he gets rid of all of the bridge for you. So that's the second of 3 slams. Next slam is going to break that portion of the bridge. One thing to note, the difference between normal mode and LFR is that LFR has a longer cast time for the fell beam. So all that means is that it is more forgiving and you have more time to basically dodge that attack. The difference between normal and heroic is that an unsoaked slam will basically one-shot your raid. Right now in normal mode or in LFR, if you don't soak up the slam with the tanks, you'll still be able to recover from it if you really can. However, in heroic mode, this is just going to one-shot you straight away. Another thing is the fell beam cast time is reduced, so instead of being 4 seconds in heroic mode, it's 3. So you have less time to dodge. And the adds that spawn if you do not soak the circles, instead of doing single target DPS, they do AoE DPS. So depending on how many adds you have up in heroic mode, you don't want to stack up as much as you would in normal or LFR mode. You want to be a little bit more conscious of that. So this was the second out of the third slam. One more slam and we're basically done. However, he's down far enough. With this pug, we were able to pick it up and get him down. It was a sloppy attempt, but at least we got him down. Again, I want to reiterate, I'm doing guides for every single boss fight here in NIGHTHOLD. If you haven't seen any of the other ones, go ahead and click here on the screen. I'm covering the differences between LFR, normal, and heroic. So these guides will help you no matter what difficulty you guys are running. And as always, good luck tanking out there.